Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're all doing super well today. Apologies for being late to the party on this full moon reading. I've actually been pretty ill for the last couple of days over something that I ate, and I'm only just really recovering enough to be able to do readings. So please bear with me for today. I'm still not feeling top notch, so I will do my very best for you guys. So the day that this video will be released, the full moon would have been yesterday. So full moon in Aquarius. So full moon in Aquarius. This is the last, or the second, should I say? We've had kind of a full moon in Aquarius sandwich, if you will, with a new moon in Leo being the delightful filling in the middle. Back in, what month are we in? August. So in July. In July, yes, me not feeling very well is quite real right now. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Back in July, end of July, we had a full moon in Aquarius. Then the beginning of August, we had new moon in Leo, and now we're having another full moon in Aquarius. So 2 back-to-back full moons in Aquarius. So if you haven't seen the full moon in Aquarius reading that I did a month ago, by all means go and have a little watch of that, because that spelled the beginning of this kind of phase that's now closing out. Sorry, there's workmen climbing around on the walls outside my office window right now, and I don't know if my microphone just picked that up, but they just slammed a ladder against the wall and it made me jump. I'm sorry. Yes, this is sort of close. This full moon now is kind of closing out that phase, if you will. And I don't know about you guys, but just sort of without looking at it in a witchy woo sort of way, I have noticed that I personally, along with the people that are close to me, the people that are around me, both myself and everyone seem to have been just kind of breaking the norm, breaking routine over the last month. Just kind of doing whatever it is that we want to do, taking a bit of a break from things, which admittedly has been quite nice. And because Aquarius is a very rebellious, dreamy, kind of energy, kind of sign. Aquarius is the rebel. Aquarius is breaking traditions and norms, and Aquarius very much forges his or her own path. And then we had beautiful Leo, right? So we started to kind of act on this energy influenced by the previous full moon. And then beautiful new moon in Leo, which I also did a reading for, so by all means go and check that out if you haven't seen it. Leo brought in, Leo coincided with the 8/8 lines portal as well, so it was an extremely powerful lunar event, and it was a triple kind of helping, triple dose of Leo energy as well, because not only are we in Leo season, but with the Lion's Gate and also with the Leo new moon, that one day was like a big Leo slap in face, like a call to action, absolutely a call to action. There were lots of ideas and So, you know, I've noticed that over this month we kind of went into this, you know what, I'm not going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to do something else for a bit like a vacation, right, for a month. And then the new moon in Leo, kind of halfway through, um, helped us to start thinking, right, well, when we get back to it, how am I going to do things differently? Because we're still influenced by, even though we had Leo in the middle of it, we were still sandwiched between two Aquarian full moons, right? So there was still that Aquarius energy around. So it got us to thinking, well, okay, cool, you know, what are we gonna do differently? What do I want to do differently? How do I want things to change? When I go back to it, I'm not actually going to go back to it. I'm going to sort of finish this vacation sort of energy and start doing things differently, right? And so that's where we are now. Now, with this full moon yesterday, we're still obviously influenced by the energy from it, and we will continue to be influenced by it, you know, for another week at least. This is now us sort of moving back into being a bit more action orientated, where we really haven't been, it feels. Physically speaking, we haven't been really for the last couple of weeks. So with all of that being said, then let's dig in. I don't know if we really want to do a kind of structured reading today. I think just sort of throwing some cards out and seeing what we get would be a good way to at least start. Oh, my tea. Do not forget your tea, you guys. I have mint tea today. Peppermint. Is it peppermint? It is peppermint. Yes, it is peppermint. It's good for, peppermint is very good for, or rather, I'll be more accurate about that, because otherwise you guys are going to start just eating peppermints and it doesn't have the same effect. Peppermint tea is really good for an unsettled stomach. I tend to drink peppermint tea all the time, but in this particular case where I do have an unsettled stomach, it's really helping, and I highly recommend it. Okay, so we have miracles, right? I mean, I can certainly vouch for that, right? Because that beautiful Leo energy definitely brought through some, I mean, it was miracle energy, wasn't it? I mean, wasn't it? You cast your mind back to the beginning of this month. Things really took a turn, didn't they? I mean, for the better, right? Whether it was people bringing opportunities to you, or opportunities just revealing themselves to you, but having all of these ideas like, oh dude, I'm gonna go and do this, I'm gonna go and do that, and you know, starting to put game plans and things together, because Aquarius energy takes a dream and turns it into a goal, which is exceptionally useful. Because many of us have ideas and then we don't act on them, and they're good ideas, but we don't act on them because of a whole array of reasons, you know. And you could put laziness up there in the top 3 reasons as to why we don't actually act on our ideas. Insecurity is probably another one, and you know, just making some sort of excuse, you know. People don't like change, and we don't like risk, generally speaking, as a species. So this is different though, isn't it? You know, doesn't this feel different in the over the last couple of weeks? You've been having all of these wonderful ideas and thinking, you know, yeah, actually this is very possible. I know I can do this. And you know, the reason you've been feeling that way, and well done you, by the way, but the reason you've been feeling that way is because of the triple dose of Leo energy. Leo is unstoppable. Leo is sunshine incarnate. Leo is the father. Leo is divine masculine. So Leo has this absolutely just, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like it rubs off on you, right, when you're around a Leo. Influential, it's not really the word I'm looking for, but it will do. Can do attitude and can do energy. So we could certainly call that a miracle for the rest of us who aren't Leo, right? Or don't have any Leo in our chart. Or only have one or two, Leo aspects going on in our chart, perhaps. That this could feel like a miracle for a lot of people, because if we're not used to having an idea and being like, damn, that's the one, that's the idea right there, and then start putting pen to paper, and putting a game plan together, and then suddenly within a month your life has taken a turn. Okay, there's no change in the physical reality just yet, but there's all this change going on in your energy because you've had an idea and you're starting to it's beyond the point of considering what it would be like to carry that idea out. This is, I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of time, for me to get the ball rolling. So let's see what else we've got here. Let's dip into another deck. See how else we are being affected by this. I mean, I suppose in a way this reading is a little bit different, right? Because we're normally doing a reading for a lunar event, but in a way we're doing a reading for three of them, because this is the end of the of the Leo Aquarius sandwich. So we're kind of covering 3 lunar events here in a way. We're, this is sort of a, how have these 3 lunar events affected us and are continuing to affect us? How have we been changed by them? So this is a different reading in a way. So we have cave, sanctuary. Yeah, I mean, like I just said, right, we've not really been experiencing any change within the physical reality just yet. This is the research and development stage of it. Change within the physical reality comes from within. It comes from within us first. First of all, the change happens in our energy, then the change happens in our mindset, then the change happens in the physical space. Feeling turns to thought, turns to speech, turns to action. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, right, then go and read a little bit about Buddhism, right? Because there's a lot of truth in what Buddhists, when they talk about the human aspect and the human spirit, and how we are in control of our own reality, and karma, comes into this. It makes for a very interesting read, absolutely. So just hashtag just saying, right? Just putting that out there. But it's very true, that this is how energy works, and this is how we take control of our own reality, is by understanding that when we change the way that we feel, then the way that we think changes, and the way that we talk to people changes, and the way we relay ourselves, speech changes, and therefore our reality changes. So right now, or over the course of this beautiful lunar sandwich, we've been we've been introspective, right? We've been in our cave, and in a way this does explain why we've been taking this sort of vacation, this unofficial vacation from what we normally get up to, which started with the first full moon in Aquarius, giving us that rebellious, I don't want to do what I normally do sort of energy, which pushed us more into a thoughtful state, didn't it? Because it wasn't such a case. I mean, I'm willing to venture that many of you have been taking time off work, right? Those of you who work, you know, a job where you get up in the morning and you get in your car, or you get on the bus or the train or whatever, and you go to a place and to work for somebody, and then you come home. You do that 5 days a week, right? That many of you have been, you've actually taken vacation time away from your job, or you've just been calling them in the morning and saying, you know what, I'm not really feeling up to it today, and you've not really been able to put your finger on why you've been doing that. Well, this is why. It's because of this, let's just call it lunar sandwich energy, that's been influencing us to break the norm, break the routine. Wonderful, rebellious Aquarius there at work, or at play, as the case may be. So we've had a more introspective time because we've had more time to think, literally, you know, more time on our hands, because we've not been going to work, or we've not been, you know, we've been breaking, you know, arrangements that we've had with people as well. You know what, I just don't really feel like doing that right now. And it's not that we've been lazy. We've just needed a break from it. Really, that's what it is. Okay, I'm gonna need to go and close that window because it's getting really noisy out there. Okay, sorry about that. There's builders that are chipping the paint off of the side of my house at the moment, ready to paint it, and it's really noisy. That sound of like metallic on brick, and this is a really old building as well, so the sound just carries. So yeah, sorry about that. I've closed my window, hopefully that will help. Don't forget your tea. Mine's going cold. Okay, so let's continue. Let's see what let's have a look at our doing deck and see perhaps what challenges we've faced, or what else this introspective time has served for us. Oh, hello. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. All right, so we have the Eagle King, the big picture, and angelic help, and the Winged Wise Ones, angelic help, and miraculous aid. Now we had miracles already. How interesting is that? Okay, so let's start with the Eagle King. I'm going to start with him because he was on top. And also we have a divine masculine and a divine feminine, and at the moment the masculines are leading the feminines. I've just realised we've got a masculine, a feminine. Also very interesting. Love it when this kind of stuff happens and it all just unfolds beautifully right in front of our eyes, and you know, spirit did it all. Love it. Okay, so the Eagle King, masculine collective is leading the feminine collective. That's overlapping that as well. That's crazy. Okay, so they both say angelic help, right? Oh, God, what's also really interesting is on my morning walk this morning, there was a white bird that did not look unlike a stork, but a mini one. It wasn't a baby one. I don't know what bird it was, but it looked like a stork, but it was very small, and it had a long black beak, and it was perched in a tree next to the pond that I walk around. Like this, I say it's a pond, it's a gigantic, it's like a small lake, that I was walking around this morning, and I've seen it out there before, but I don't see it very often. I probably see it like 4 times a year, maybe. And I saw it this morning, and there's a white bird here, which is not, I don't know what sort of bird that is. It looks like a dove. Yeah, it looks like a dove, but I don't know. But I just thought perhaps that was a synchronicity, so I thought that was worth mentioning. I also saw a kingfisher this morning, which I think the last time I saw a kingfisher was probably about 3 years ago. And considering I live right next to water, you'd think I'd see them all the time. But yeah, it's already turning into a bit of a crazy day. Anyway, so they both say angelic help. We've got miraculous aid, which is linking. So, I feel that spirit is really backing up here everything that we've already revealed for this reading so far. This is like yeah, you're definitely on track with that, right? Now the big picture, this also echoes what I just said about how we've been thinking about we've been pushed into this sort of introspection, not pushed into, but we've ended up here, right, in this introspective sort of state over the last month, and we've been thinking about the future. We've been thinking about how these big ideas can affect us and our lives. Now we're seeing this angelic help twice over. We're definitely being guided. Now, if you resonate with absolutely everything that I've already said for this reading so far, then you are in flow, let's say. You are you're taking heed of the energy around you, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, then that's okay. You don't have to continue to watch this if it doesn't resonate with you. I'm not going to take it personally. I don't read for everybody. How could I? There's so many people on the planet that we're all in different pockets of collectives, right? So if this doesn't resonate, then that's cool. But this reading isn't for you. Maybe the next one will be for you. That's totally fine. But yeah, if this resonates with you, then you are in flow, right? You're in flow with this energy, and because when I see this angelic help, right, I'm not taking it quite as literally as that. From what I understand, from what I'm being told right now, this angelic help is more so speaking to the divine plan, let's call it. I know some people don't really like to call it that because a lot of people want to feel in control of their lives, which you are, right? This isn't you're not bound by your soul contract, and you have free will, right? You can do whatever you like. The thing is, when you go along with the divine plan, things move very easy and smoothly, and you manifest on a greater level than if you go against the divine plan. If you go, if you complete, it's hard to explain. I suppose it's like there's this divine plan, right? In that there's all of this energy that's there to support us. If we acknowledge that energy and go along with it and use it and work with it, right, then we manifest like that. We can choose what we want to manifest, right? We're not bound to, oh, you have to have this, right? We can manifest anything that we choose. We can be anything that we choose. We can do anything that we choose. However, if we go against the energy, so we acknowledge that there's this wonderful energy that's there to support us, but we're like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Let's say we move into an action-orientated state, and you just decide that you're going to lay in bed all the time. Not only is nothing going to get done because you're laying around in bed, but you're not going to feel good. And it's not just because of the activity or lack thereof. It's because you're going against the energy. If the energy calls for you to be in bed and you decide to get up and go off and do something else, you might experience, things going wrong. You're clashing with people. You show up at the wrong place at the wrong time. Just things feel disconnected, right? And so that's what I mean by divine plan. It's like the flow of energy. It's not so much that you're bound to do certain things at certain times. You can choose, but when you choose to to fall in line, right, and to move with the divine plan and move with the energies and, like I say, work with it, then things just unfold very beautifully. So I feel that this reading right here, that's who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the people who are moving with, the people who are in flow, right? Whether you're consciously aware of it or not. I suppose now you are consciously aware of it because you're watching this reading, but and if it's resonating with you, then you're the people I'm speaking to right now, right? That's what angelic help is, right? That's how I'm seeing angelic help. It's not so much that your guides are hanging out and whispering in your ear and being like, oh hey, you if you do this right now, then you'll get candy, right? It's not so, it's deeper than that, right? Yes, we have guides, and yeah, they do whisper in our ear, and yes, they do guide us to candy, right? It's not always candy, but it's the candy of life, right? But it's so much deeper than that. It's almost not as like simplistic as that. We like to think about things in a simplistic way because it feels neat and tidy to us, and it's easier for us to understand. But the way that things are interwoven with one another are so marvelously intricate. We could never unravel it all, right? To fully understand it. That's what I mean. It's so much deeper than that. When we speak about angelic help, it's so much deeper than just a guide rocks up and goes, oh hey, you ought to do this, yeah, cool fam, and then leaves. This is angelic help. This is the divine is guiding us to, in so many different ways, to be the best version of ourselves, and to Spirit wants us to have the things that we want. Spirit wants us to succeed. So if perhaps this reading isn't resonating with you and you're still here, then that's great, because that says, that speaks volumes, really. That says that you want to be in flow, and you want for this stuff to resonate. You want to get into flow. I can still hear it. I really hope my microphone isn't picking this up. There's just so much banging and chiseling and stuff going on outside. It's very distracting. And yeah, if you're still here, even though this stuff doesn't resonate, that kind of says that you want it to resonate, because you want to be in flow. So in that case, stick around, and well done you for wanting better things for yourself. When you're not in flow, there's a lot of kind of friction, and if you're feeling lots of friction and there's things that you want but they're not really working out for you, that's not because Spirit has got a magnifying glass out and you're the ant, right? And they're burning you with the light of 1,000 suns. Spirit is not out to torture you. It's just simply that you're choosing to not be in flow, and you're choosing to not be in flow through, yeah, in a way I'm saying it's your fault, right? And that's not because I'm pointing the finger and trying to make you feel bad, but just we have to take responsibility for ourselves, right? If we keep blaming other people for a situation that we're in, then we don't have any responsibility to put it right, because we're putting the responsibility on the person who caused the situation in the first place, yes? So we have to take responsibility and kind of look at ourselves sometimes and say, you know what, I'm failing. I'm the one who's failing, so therefore I need to turn this around. It's my responsibility to turn this around so that I'm winning. And it's pretty easy. You just step into flow, right? And it really is as simple as just making the decision, I'm going to get into flow. And once you've made the decision, I'm going to get into flow, then it's a lot easier to spot flow happening around us, and then start working with the energy rather than against it. In that, you have that little voice inside you that says, hey, get out of bed today. Get out of bed. I feel like doing this. And then we make a decision, don't we? We make a decision that's yeah, nah, yeah, I feel like doing that, but I can't be bothered. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm just going to stay. No, it's too hard. No, I can't be bothered to put clothes on today. I can't be bothered to leave the house today. I can't be bothered to send an email to this person. I can't be bothered to pick up my phone and call someone, right? We make a decision, don't we? And we're constantly making decisions. And equally, if you don't feel like doing something, then don't do it. Because flow in that moment is for you to not be doing this thing, right? I know that a lot of us are in a situation where we don't really have much choice, right? Like you need to put food on the table, you need to pay your bills, so you need to go to work. But you make a choice to do that particular job. You have the choice which job to do, right? So if you don't like the job that you're in and you wake up every morning and you just feel like fucking crying, then go and look for a different job. Like you're constantly making choices, right? This is my point. And it's very simple enough to find the flow around you and then to step into it through the choices that you make every day. So well done you. If you're still here, you're not in flow, none of this resonates, but you want it for yourself, right? That shows that you're hungry for it, right? And that is where you start. First of all, you have to want it. And be a good mother to yourself, right? When your mum was saying, oh, you need to do this because this is what's good for you, and you're like, no, fuck off, mum, I want to lay in bed, or I want to do this, or I want to play games with my friend, or whatever, right? But now that you're an adult, you can look back and say, in most cases, okay, in my case, I can't I can't say that my mother had my best interests at heart, but that's just me, right? That was just my upbringing. But, generally speaking, you can say, yeah, when my mum was saying this and that and the other to me is because she really wanted, she had my best interests at heart. She wanted these things for me, but I couldn't see it because I was a kid and I didn't have life experience yet, just like, like she did, which was what her role was as a good mother was, to kind of look after me and teach me how to look after myself. And now I can look after myself. I can see what she was banging on about. Right, so be a good mother to yourself now that you know better and now that you have life experience. Anyway, so let's move on. I hope all of that stuff serves you well and makes sense to you. I feel like that was something that a lot of people needed to hear. Right, so we have intuition. Yeah, look, right, this goes back to angelic help and getting into flow and all that stuff, right? And then we have thought on the other side here. So we have two air cards, lots of thought and intuitive energy around. I don't feel like that there's much really to say about that because honestly I feel like I've just said it, and spirit's agreeing. So let's have a look at the Starseed Oracle and see what's going on more of a divine level, less of a human one. What's going on a soul level for us during this time. Okay, beautiful. Right, we have... Oops. Can't see very well. This light's not very good. Oh, that's better. Star bathing. Doesn't that sound just delicious? Star bathing, like bathing in a bath of stars. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that when I die and I'm flying around like the little soul baby that I am. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bathe in the stars. That sounds amazing. Light body, crystal grid, transmission and activation. Okay, so this is what's happening now. The Lion's Gate portal that we experienced on the 8th of August absolutely did that for us, right? It was creating new crystal grids throughout our physical selves, and around us, on an auric level. Brought us DNA activation and new light codes, So transmission, right? That's what that was. And activation, right? Activated new levels of DNA for us. We have physically changed on a molecular level to match that of the energy that's around us. So that's a little, like, we knew this already. We talked about this. I did a Lionsgate portal reading, the 8/8 portal reading. So go and watch that if you haven't. I know I've recommended like 3 different videos, I think, to watch at this point, but seriously, if you can't be fucked to watch all of them, right, just watch the 8/8 portal reading. It's important for everyone who's interested in this stuff, you know, everyone who's into energy and the energy forecast, and you know, understanding where your place is, how you're being affected by the current energies. Go and watch the 8/8 portal. It's so important that you watch that, because there is so much good information in there for us moving forward with our lives and not stagnating. Super important, right? In fact, pause this and go and watch that now, and then come back to me. I cannot shuffle. Come on, stop. It keeps throwing 2 cards out into my lap. It's always 2. It's done it so many times now. Okay, thank you. Christ. Alright, welcome back, those of you who paused and went to watch the Lionsgate portal reading. I hope that you found it. I'm sure you did, right? I know I'm a little biased because it's my own reading, right? But I've talked about this before, the way that I channel. I'm not really here when I'm channeling. It's not really Alice. I mean, it's not Alice talking, right? I might put my spin on things sometimes, but you know, I take a back seat and spirit comes and uses me to deliver this information to you. You know, Alice, I'm just using these cards as an anchor, really, to bring this information through. So when I watch my own readings back, which I do sometimes because I find that useful, it's all fresh information to me. When I watched the 8/8 portal reading, I was like, huh, interesting, right? So I know it's good information, and you know, I hope that you found it useful. I'm sure you did, but I hope you did. Okay, so we also have You're Not For Everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. So there's just another little nudge there of like a reminder, I guess, that you know, stop trying to fit in, right? If you're trying to fit in, stop it. Don't forget your tea, right? You're not going to fit in because you're a weirdo, and that's a good thing, right? That is an absolute good thing. You don't want to fit in with all these normies, right? I mean, if you're here watching this reading, guaranteed you're a weirdo, right? You're not a fucking normie. You're not a sleeper, right? Because you're interested in this stuff. You wouldn't be interested in this stuff if you were a normie into watching the fucking 9 o'clock news every night and whinging to your friends about how you paid £1 or whatever it is for a, you know, bag for life from Tesco's, and now it's got a hole in it and you've only had it a month, right? You're not interested in that kind of everyday bullshit, right? You're interested in self-improvement, in experiencing a deep level of love, whether it's romantic or otherwise. You're interested in becoming more compassionate. You're interested in becoming the best version of yourself. You're interested in manifesting your ideal and perfect life. You're interested in serving the collective and helping other people. You're interested in guiding and being guided. You're interested in becoming more humble and expressing that humility in very healthy ways. You're interested in having a healthy body. You're interested in having a healthy mind, right? Normies do not think about this stuff. They're thinking about politics, arguing, how we all used to be, right? How we all used to be until we woke up and realised that actually that bullshit isn't serving us anymore. So, embrace the fact that you are a massive weirdo, okay? Like, I embraced the fact that I'm a massive weirdo about 3 years ago, and I tell you what, I can't tell you any other point in time in my life where I've been more happy than I am right now. I am so happy with being a weirdo. People, you know, they might stare at me in the street because of the way that I look, you know. I've got bright purple dreadlocks and covered in ink, and I paint my face, you know. It's not, I go way beyond makeup. I put face paint on every day, you know. And I love it. I'm happy. I'm happy with the way that I express myself artistically and, you know, physically, in the way that I dress and the way that I paint my body, you know. And I love it. People stare at me, and some people sort of sneer at me and pull their children in close as I walk past, and I just think, you know, fuck it, you don't understand, man. You know, you're a normie, right? You're a normie if you shy away from me, and therefore you're not my people. And, you know, I don't want to be around you anyway, because I've leveled up from that, right? And so have all of you. So well done, right? Well done, everybody. Give yourselves a good round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a cuddle, right? Because you have embraced your weirdness. You're here right now watching this reading, which doesn't interest normies, right? And it separates the wheat from the chaff, right? It separates the wheat from the chaff. And here we are, these beautiful star babies, beautiful soul babies, just wanting better lives for ourselves and for the people around us. And we're learning, and we're embracing that learning, and we understand that we still have things to learn, and we're humble about that. You know, we don't get shitty with the people around us because we still have things to learn, because we understand that we're soul babies, you know. So embrace it, right? Face your true north and accept that you're not for everyone. You're not going to please everybody. There are going, like I've just described, you know, I encounter people looking at me funny all the time. And I smile when that happens, because I know that I'm doing something right if that happens, right? I know that's almost a bit of a backwards logic there, but you know what I mean? Like, if people are repelled by me, that's because I've leveled up from that. And the people who are drawn to me and magnetized to me are the people who are right for me. And those are people I actually enjoy being around, because they're fellow weirdos. So embrace it, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you, my love. Everything right with you. So keep going. Push it to its limits, right? If you want to paint yourself blue every day because you fucking love Avatar and you think it's just a beautiful skin, fuck it, do it, right? Go and buy some blue face paint and fuck what other people think. If you want dreadlocks but you're worried about how you're going to get judged for it, fuck it, just go and get dreadlocks. If you want to get a tattoo on your face because it's something you've always wanted to do because you think it looks beautiful and you think it'll enhance your beauty and express your artistic nature to the world, then fuck it, go do it. The only thing that's stopping you from doing anything is you. So go do it. Go do it today, right? Make that appointment, go shopping, whatever it is that you need to do. Go do it now. In fact, pause this video and go do it now, and then come back to me when you've done it. And tell me in the comments what it was that you did for yourself, taking that leap of faith. Tell me in the comments. I want to hear all about it. Okay, maybe... Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe I've picked up the wrong deck here. But no, I haven't. Because, oh, look-see, we have full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So you know what? I'm not even going to go into that because that's exactly what we've just been talking about. Isn't it? You are good enough, you beautiful weirdo. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap that up there. I really hope that this reading has served you all super well. This is it. This is drawing a line under this what do I call it? A lunar sandwich, right? This is drawing a line under that sandwich. We've eaten the sandwich now. This is the you know, this is the sustenance that we gain from it. So I will see you guys again in the next reading. We've got Twin Flame Tuesday coming up. And we've got all sorts coming up, right? Just bitch slap the bell right in the face, and you'll be notified, you know, when the next reading comes about. And subscribe if you haven't done that already. It really helps me out, and it supports me, and it supports the channel, and I love you guys for it, you know. The more the merrier. Hashtag elevate everyone, right? So so subscribe if you haven't already. Don't be shy. We'd love to have you. And I will love and leave you. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember that you are a beautiful soul, and you are worthy of all the things that you desire. It's just a choice, right? Make that choice today, and I'll see you guys very soon.